Hey everybody, it's Marcia from Everything Wine & More. I'm the Vintage Room Manager here at the store, and welcome to another one of our introduction videos. So we've been talking about grapes, different grape varieties from around the world, specifically international grape varieties. We have a upcoming white grapes of Italy, white wines of Italy video, so that's going to be very exciting. So let's talk about a region, a country this time. So this is introduction to South Africa. And what I love about South Africa is it really straddles that line between old world and new world. It's considered a new world wine country, yet some of these wineries go back to the 1600s. That's a long time, when the Dutch came over and settled into the area. So of course, South Africa at the very bottom of the continent of Africa, and most of the wineries are located in this Cape area here, the Western Cape, the Southern Cape, and I've actually had the privilege of being in South Africa. What a wonderful country, wonderful people, the food is amazing, and of course a lot of fantastic wines. So a lot of international varieties there, specifically. The climate itself is typically very hot and dry, but windy. So you have a lot of this really warm wind coming off of the Cape. It's called the Cape Doctor, and it really keeps those grapes healthy. So there's not a lot of rot, not a lot of fungus in the grapes, because the wind just blows through and keeps those grapes really healthy. Another thing that's really important about South African wine, especially in the reds, is that you'll notice the high alcohol level, and it's just a very distinctive taste there, especially when we talk about Pinotage, which we will in a minute. So the most famous white grape here is Chenin Blanc. And speaking of old wineries, Bellingham has been there since 1693. So again, a really long time. And this Chenin Blanc is great value. You might see some labels that have Steen on it. That's just what the South Africans call it. So, and speaking of Chenin Blanc, thank you to my friend Deb at API, Andrew Pillar Imports, for providing a sample of the Chenin Blanc today for us to try. It is only $23.99, so great value. Chenin Blanc, most of us think of as being from the Loire Valley, of course, of Vouvray, very famous Sauvignier for Chenin Blanc, but the South Africans do a really great job on this grape. So look at that fantastic color on there. And Chenin is a a grape that can make sparkling wine. You can make sweet wines from it. It's got really, really high acid, which lends itself to that ageability and to a food-friendly wine. Really gorgeous sweet hay, a bit of that aloe, some yellow apple here, a little yellow flower going on. The ability for oak aging as well on Chenin. You can have a crisp, clean example, or you can have something that's got a little bit of oak on it, which this does, which gives it a roundness, a little bit of vanilla on the palate, lots of flavor, a really nice expressive finish. So again, that is Chenin Blanc, a very famous white grape that they make and do really well in South Africa. Others to try for Chenin Blanc, Ken Forrester, Mulderbosch, the Protea, we have all of those in the store, so come on in and pick yourself up a bottle of Chenin Blanc. Chardonnay, of course, Journey's End in Somerset West. It has Stellenbosch on the label. This is a winery close to my heart. I worked there for a month in the harvest of 2018, and I learned a lot from the winemaker there, Mike Dawson, and from Leon Esterhues, and I had a great experience. And this is their high-end Chardonnay called Destination, very few barrels, beautiful oak aging on this. It tastes really great even on the second day. So if you have a chance to pick up this Chardonnay, I would highly advise you to do so. Others to look for, de Grendel, False Bay, Glencarlou, and we have Glencarlou in an unwooded style too. So if you're one of those people that likes your Chardonnay with no oak on it, we have that as an example too. One of the grapes, we're still staying in Somerset West, one of the wineries, a Waterkloof, just down the road from Journey's End where I was located. And Sinceo is really making a comeback in South Africa. They do a fantastic job of this grape, really light in style, really refreshing. This is one of those red wines that you could chill a little bit. Really nice floral aromas, light red cherry in there. And Sinceo is one of the parents of the Pinotage, or Pinotage, that is very popular in South Africa. It's kind of one of those grapes that South Africa has made its own. So Sinceo is one of the grapes, and the other one is Pinot Noir, which we'll talk about in a minute. So speaking of crossings, Pinotage, of course, is a crossing of Sinceo and Pinot Noir. Corkbeard is an Alberta-based company, so if you're looking to shop local, this is the way that you can do it, even buying a South African wine. So of course the wine's not made here in Alberta, it is made in South Africa, but this is a local company, Corkbeard, that has contracts with some wineries in South Africa to make this Pinotage for them. So if you're looking for other Pinotages to try, Spear, Ken Forster are some other names that you can try for Pinotage. And then of course the other crossing, Pinot Noir. And you might think, oh, Pinot Noir is too hot for South Africa. There definitely are some cool climate pockets in South Africa. Elgon is one of them, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But de Grendel has a property high up in the Witzenberg mountain range, up at 960 meters, which is cool. They experience actual winter temperatures. They might get a little bit of snow up there, and it's perfect for Pinot Noir. So this is their expressive Pinot Noir, the Opteberg. It's fantastic. A little bit more pricey, but definitely well worth the money at $34.99. Others to try, you could try the Lothian Pinot Noir that we have as well. And speaking of cool climate, I was speaking about Elgon, which is a little bit further north, and there we have some Riesling. Again, another grape that really likes cool climate. And if you think about Riesling from Australia, those really sort of limey notes, a lot of that petrol in those younger vines, this wine is very expressive, and it's a dry style of Riesling, much like Australia. And it's delicious, and the price point is excellent, $24.99 for this beautiful, beautiful South African Riesling. Then of course we have our Cabernet Sauvignon and blends. A lot of Cabernet growing in South Africa, and especially, you know, Spear. Talking about old wineries, this one's old too, 1692. So again, a lot of that Dutch heritage being shown in the South African wineries and in a lot of the buildings that these wineries have on their properties. Spear, one of the ones that's been around for a long time. This is their 5 blend. So this is their homage to a Bordeaux blend. So of course we know Bordeaux has Cabernet, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, and Malbec. I bet you didn't know Malbec was one of the original grapes in a Bordeaux blend. But this one has it, hence the 5 grapes in the 5 for Spear. And then of course there's a lot of other Cabernets that we have in the shop as well. So if you're looking for straight Cabernets, we have Rustenburg for a blend, straight cabs from Neil Ellis, Glen Carlew, Canon Cop, Graceland, all beautiful examples, really big, bold, robust, tannic, in the 14.5% alcohol range, but a lot of that chocolate, spice, cassis, you're gonna get all of that in those South African Cabernets. So if you're looking for a really great tannic, full-bodied red wine to go with some of your steaks, some of your barbecue that you're cooking, look no further than a South African Cabernet or a South African Bordeaux blend. And you can also find rosé from different grape varieties in South Africa. Sauvignon Blanc, of course, Merlot, GSM, which is our Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre blends. You can find those from South Africa, and of course Shiraz, Syrah, they're named both depending on the style there as well. And then they have something really original and cool called a Cape blend. So this one here from Canon Cop, called their Cadet Cape blend. Very much like a Bordeaux blend, the only difference is in a Cape blend, they must have at least 30% Pinotage in the blend. So it really gives it a unique flavor and a really unique wine that's really specific to South Africa. And we have this in a Magnum as well, so if you're looking to have a few people over for a get-together and a barbecue this summer, this one might be the one for you to try. Come in and check out our South African wine collection. We have a great selection of South African wines, and I love to talk about South Africa, and I love to sell South African wines. So please come in and talk to myself or any one of our staff, and we'd love to give you a tour of more South African wines. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.